Hello again. Thank you again for joining us at the Hydrogen and Fuel Cells and Batteries Group Exhibit 2016. My name is Robin, and today we are talking to Matt Salling-Mortensen, Business Development and Product Manager at Enfield Energy Limited. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me to stage.
Our pleasure. So first of all, I'll ask you about your company. Tell us, please, about the history of Enfield Energy.
Yeah, so Enfield is a Taiwanese-based company. Has been working with the fuel cell technology since year 2000, and so more than 15 years now. And we are about 35 people in our development center in Hsinchu in Taiwan. And then recently, last year, we opened a European office in Denmark. So I'm head of that European office.
Fantastic. What is your main, or Enfield's main platform?
So we are working on two different platforms. One is stationary products, but for the time being in our research and development center, our main focus is on the motive systems for material handling, forklifts and ground support vehicles. So that's actually our main focus these years. So we are developing new products to enter the market, and also working very closely together with partners in this area. So,
fantastic. And how about, can you tell us about your mission as a company?
Yes, so our mission is to take the fuel cell technology and bring it to market. So we think it's a fantastic technology. We have worked for it for several years, and we really want to deploy it and have our customers utilize all the great benefits there is with this new and green technology. So that's actually our mission, to bring this technology to the market. And our main focus is mainly on quality and cost, and then service. So that's the three main focus areas that we're working on. That's also the reason why we put up this office in Europe, because we want to be very close to the customers, very close to the market, so we can support the customers in a proper way.
So speaking of that, what is your target market?
So for the material handling business, a typical target customer would be someone who is using electrical forklifts and running those forklifts for more than one shift. So the large number of operating hours is an advantage for the fuel cell business case. So it's typical these kind of customers that we are targeting, because they can build the best business case by utilizing our technology. So electrical forklifts and a lot of operating hours, that's our sweet spot.
So more efficiency, I suppose, right?
Yes, exactly. So a lot of these customers, they're very focused on their efficiency in their warehouse, and with the conventional technology that you're using today with batteries, they can increase that efficiency by shifting into the hydrogen technology.
Fantastic. What is your targeted customer base?
So it's typically warehouses where they have a lot of forklifts in operation. It could also be airports where they have a lot of electrical ground support vehicles for transporting luggages and so on. So it's typically these places where it's most easy to build a business case that's very good for the customer. So because in the end there are actually two kind of main customers. Most of them are interested in saving some money in the operating costs, and we can help them with that. And then there's another segment of customers where they are very focused on the green technology and having a more green image. So actually these two kind of drivers in the market. And we feel there's a trend in the market that more and more customers is valuing the green technology more and more. So that opens up for some new customers where maybe the business case is not the most important thing, but the environmental side is very important to them. And that's actually also what we see in many airports. Because in the airports you have the air traffic, the air industry, and it has a kind of bad reputation because of all the fuel that's used for the airplanes and so on. So they want to look for something greener to kind of compensate for that. And material handling within the airport is an area where they can do this. So that's where we want to provide them with the technology.
That's great. What value do you think Mfield brings to the market in comparison to other companies? What sets you apart?
Yeah, so if we compare our technology within material handling compared to diesel or propane powered vehicles, then there is for sure the green aspect of it. But still you have all the advantages that you can operate the vehicle for full power until you need refueling, and the refueling is very short, so you don't waste time on refueling or charging batteries or something like that. So there we have some great features to offer the customers. If we compare to the electrical vehicles, then it's very much about not charging batteries, spending time on charging batteries or replacing batteries. So a lot of these big warehouses, they actually use quite a lot of space in charging batteries and quite a lot of capacity, and all of that space could be used to store goods and other inventory. So instead of using that space just for batteries and spending time on replacing batteries in the vehicle when they're drained and so on, that's something that we can help them with.
Yeah, so that's a really good business case to make for Mfield. What, in your opinion, how mature is the market?
So a few years ago it wasn't that mature, but I think a lot have happened the last couple of years. So I think the market is really getting there, and we're actually getting a lot of requests from the market. We have competitors with similar technology, and they're doing a very good job in maturing the market. Very often when we are in contact with potential customers, this is not the first time that they hear about hydrogen-powered forklifts and so on. So a lot of things is going on. Actually, I also think that the automotive industry is doing a lot to make the fuel cell technology in general more well known to people. So I think the market is getting to where it's really starting to pick up some speed. And I also think that with the fuel cell technology, at this time, it's not so much about competing with other companies with similar technologies, because the market is still so big. So it's actually more about partnering up with these, and then our competitors, that is the other technologies. So our competitors actually batteries and diesel and propane for powering the vehicles.
And so as far as the market, what's sort of your largest market in the world? Is it more Asia? Is it more Europe, or a combination?
Yeah, so as we see the market right now, geographically we see it mostly in Europe and in the US. And I think the main drivers for this is that the salaries for the people operating the forklifts is higher than in Asia, and so there's a lot of focus in cutting costs and being very efficient, and this is where we can help the customers.
Okay, that's really good to know. What is Mfield's strategy to penetrate the market?
Yes, so our strategy is actually to start the market from our point of view is to get in dialogue with customers that already are using this kind of technology, because one of the barriers in the market is that the customer needs to invest in a filling station, for a hydrogen filling station. So the customers that already have a hydrogen filling station is one target group. And then we also have a strategy in looking into customers with smaller fleets. So today the market for hydrogen forklift is mainly where you have a lot of vehicles at the same site, because today you need a lot of vehicles to really build a good business case. And we really want to challenge this and work on building a business case with customers that have a smaller fleet. So this is also part of our strategy. So, but a lot of the customers that are using similar technology today, they're very keen in having a second supplier, a second vendor for this technology. So to minimize their risk, they would like to have several suppliers of the same technology. So that opens a window for companies like Mfield.
Okay, so would you say, I guess that one of the big challenges is that there aren't enough fueling stations?
Yes, that's one of the challenges, but also there's not enough of companies providing this technology. So the customers is actually looking for other places where they can go and buy the same technology, so that they can minimize the risk of only having one supplier. Yes, so, but also the amount of filling stations. You could say that one of the advantages with the market within material handling is that you are servicing a very small area. So with one filling station, you can power a whole fleet of vehicles, compared to the automotive industry, where they need a huge network of filling stations all over. Otherwise, you can't take your hydrogen car where you want to go. Then in this business, you know that all the vehicles is quite close together and they can be operated from a single filling station. So regarding the infrastructure, it's actually much easier with material handling compared to the automotive industry. But it's also a challenge that the customer needs to invest in filling stations and so on.
Makes sense. What are the challenges that Mfield faces particularly?
Well, I think we have several challenges, and one of them is that, and it's both a challenge and an advantage actually. But as we see the market right now, we don't have the first mover advantage, because there are competitors that are already in the market. But it's also making it easier for Mfield to penetrate the market, because the market is already much more mature. So that's one of the challenges that we are facing. And another challenge is the high cost for the filling station. So fuel cell systems and filling stations, they go hand in hand, and we depend on each other. And the high investment for the filling station is a challenge to build a good business case for customers, especially if it's a smaller fleet. So this is where we work together with partners to find solutions so we can decrease that. Actually, it's quite easy to build a good business case on the hydrogen forklift itself, because they have a lot of advantages. You can operate it indoor because there's no exhaust, and like an electrical vehicle, but you can refill it much faster than you can charge batteries. So it has a lot of advantages. But on the other hand, yeah, I think we lost it. Yeah, sorry.
No, that was it. The advantages or challenges that Mfield faces.
Exactly. Yeah. So the challenge is to also find cheaper and cheaper filling stations, because the cheaper filling stations you can get, the smaller fleet you can actually go for, and if the price for the filling station goes down, that opens up for an entirely new market of smaller customers. So that's one of the challenges, and that's where we're working together with several partners to find the right spot for the price level for filling stations.
Okay. Thank you. What do you see happening in the short and long term for Enfield?
Yes. So speaking about the short term, then we have a pipeline of new products coming to market. So this is where we are investing a lot right now, developing new products with new control systems and so on, and making sure that we meet the requirement for quality, service, and so on. We will be starting to go into this market very soon. On a longer term base, you could say that for the short term, the strategy for Enfield is to go in and be that second source to many customers that are already using this technology. On a longer term, it's more about gaining more and more market share and always keep on providing the customers with new products. So one of the challenges within this the forklift area is that the technology is actually the same in most of the electrical vehicles, but the size and dimensions that we need to fit into is very different. So from one manufacturer to another. So we're working together with a lot of or several of the big forklift manufacturers because our system needs to fit into their vehicle and so on. And there's a large range of different vehicles that we need to fit into. So it's a matter of having the right product for the right vehicle.
So you're saying you work with your clients according, whatever they need, you can resize something or you can just make it fit for the product?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it's a matter of taking the same technology but fit it into a different shape so it fit into a new vehicle. Yeah, so that's kind of the challenge that we're also facing.
No, I'm sure. What is it that Enfield, what's their expectation as far as coming to the Hydrogen and Fuel Cell and Batteries group exhibit? What is it that...
Yeah, so I think this exhibit is very good for networking, and all our potential partners is represented here. So we're working closely together with a lot of different companies that's all here in this exhibition. So our expectations for the future is that this market will just continue to grow, continue to be more and more mature. Prices will continue to go down, both on the fuel cell systems, also on the filling stations, and that will open up the market more and more.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us today, and thank you to Enfield. And they are actually just at booth C69, just right here behind us, so please feel free to go and visit them anytime during our exhibit. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks again. And our next we have Mona with Sagrari Miguel Montalva from the Spanish Hydrogen Association. Thank you.